should wait a few minutes, or do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I think so. So that's laser, and that's... Yes. All right, okay, cool. All right, good afternoon all. I'm here as part of the industry. You know, you are all, most of you are developers and coming from the academia and the scientific community. So the intent of this paper, this presentation about evacuation modeling, is to show how your models, how the evacuation community, how the scientific development fits into the industry. So I'm going to show you some case study that Arab has done in the last couple of years, in particular a few projects in which I was involved, so I can hopefully defend them. Alright, so review my presentation. I'm going to do a brief introduction of the paper, and then these three project examples that are the core of this presentation. One is for a high-rise building that is currently building in Turin, in Italy. One is in a high soccer arena in Turin as well, in Italy, and another one is in Ireland, that is McDonald's Junction Shopping Centre, the shopping mall. And then some conclusion. All right. As you certainly know, in the past, the way of design a building was based on a prescriptive recommendation. Actually, currently, it's the same thing, but we are going towards more performance-based solutions, and the buildings are becoming more and more complicated, more complex. So that's why, even though most of the time or sometimes you can use hand calculation, so you don't need evacuation modeling, but sometimes for a complex building you need to apply this advanced technology. Right. In this paper, I'm going to present different, so these three different projects that I developed in the last couple of years, and they were done with different software. Because the first one came, I think, like 6 years ago, and the second one 3 years ago, and the last one it was 1 year ago. So for each project, because we are trying to just, use different modeling if they develop. So, use steps the first time, leads the second time, and now mass motion. Okay, this is the first project. It's a 40-story high-rise building. It was designed by Resto Piano, and it's currently in building in Turin, Italy. The project is a 40-story high-rise building with a cafeteria on top and exposition. There is an auditorium from the 4th to the 6th floor. There is an evacuation path to go through the basement and go out and the ground floor from each side. And one of the problems in this building during the design phase was that there are three stair cores going from the top level to the 7th level, and then from that level 2 stair cores merged into one. So we had like 3 from the top of the 7th, and then just 2 from the 7th to the ground floor. And at the same time, close to the 7th floor, we had this auditorium that had to evacuate on the same stairs. So that's why the client requested us to do an analysis to see if having this stair merging into one and having the additional stairs coming from auditorium and merging the same stairs was okay or not. So what we've done is we used at that time we used Visual Studio. So you probably know the software. So we use Visual Studio, and then we use Visual 3D to show in a, I can say in a pretty way to the client and the fire authorities that the building was okay or not. We modeled different scenarios. This actually is part of the auditorium, and we split the auditorium into two different virtual floors. So from let's say half of the seats the people were supposed to go down, and from the upper level were supposed to go up. And you can see these two stairs that were designed. We suggested to include these two stairs just for the auditorium, and then those two stairs are coming from the floors above. And the scenario include a phase evacuation with a fire on the 10th floor. So evacuation on the 10th floor first, and then all the other floors after a few minutes, and then a simultaneous evacuation of the whole building, and finally a simultaneous evacuation of the auditorium and the building. So all the people managing these stairs. All right, that's basically the floor. I call it in a paper transfer floor. There was a virtual floor where this was the stairs that came from the top floor to the second floor, and people had to go to those two stairs and to manage the flow of the people coming from above. So we built a model, we built all this 2D model was quite time consuming, and then our designer put together this 3D model in 3D Studio and using Legion 3D and 3D Studio. All right. So this, I hope it works. All right. So this is basically Legion 3D. So we modeled the building again in a pretty way, so I'm sorry about that. It's not science, it's just the way we did it. So we modeled this part of the building, considering each floor linked with stairs, and represent just the first, I think, 7 floor. So you can see the people coming from these stairs and merging these stairs on the sides. And people were supposed to go down from these stairs 2 floors and then go out from this. All right.